Hey guys, this is Chris coming to you from another episode of Dually Days. Where's Martha?
Hey guys, I'm not joining the Dually Days. Actually, I'm going to have mini moments in my Mini Cooper.
Wait a minute, you're going to have to explain this to me. You're not in my truck and you got a mini moment? Where are we going with this?
So what had happened was Christopher bought me a new Mini Cooper and I'm following him behind the fifth wheel in Dually in my little Mini Cooper. So now we're calling this Dually Days with Mini Moments.
That's hilarious. I see what you did there. So let's tell everybody why we decided to go a different direction on how we travel. You used to be, my co-pilot. Now you're doing your own thing.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm doing my own thing. This is more teamwork. So the thought behind this was we do winter in Florida and we wanted something smaller to kind of navigate the state through when we're stationary. But also I'll follow you on our adventures, and when we get to certain places, we can stop and park the truck in the dually and then take the Mini Cooper around and be able to get into like smaller spots. Some of the places we go to, the parking is horrible for dualies.
Yeah, that's definitely part of the transportation changes. The big thing for me is it's going to allow us to be able to stay on the road and move as fast as possible and still be safe. Martha's able to dive off, grab food, grab snacks, scout ahead of time. So when we get to RV parks, she's able to go in, map out our route, make sure it's safe for clearance and that we're actually going to fit. So it has a multifaceted approach on how it's going to improve our travels.
Yeah, I agree. So far, this is our first trip back from Texas to Florida, and it's been working out great. So I was able to scout ahead. We boondocked at a family friend's house for a couple days, and the beautiful neighborhood they lived in, there was some trees that were kind of questionable if Chris could pass through or not. So I was able to go and scout ahead and give him the A-OK. So it's a great safety feature for us.
One of the other ways that we've been using the car on this last trip has been when we actually get to our campsite. We did a boondocking and a Bass Pro Shop, and of course we don't want to disconnect and leave your trailer in a Bass Pro Shop. So having the chase vehicle or mini moments be able to follow me, then when we get to those spots, we could jump in, go to dinner, leave everything hooked up, and it just, again, ease of use so we can continue to prolong our travel days and make our moves a lot smoother. There's some other benefits, especially like Key West, that Martha will explain.
Yeah, if you've ever been to Key West, and we got to go for the first time earlier this year, you should not take a dually down some of them streets. So we've taken our electric bicycles down there, but sometimes it's kind of nice, like if it's kind of weathering out, like rainy, you want to be in a car. So this car is perfect for Key West. It's perfect for a lot of places too. When Chris and I, we go to Disney World, normally in the dually, if you've ever driven there in a dually, they make you take 2 parking spots, which it may not sound like a big deal, but depending on how they park you, you may have to go down the next row all the way down and be further away. I mean, we don't mind walking, but sometimes after long days of having all that magical fun, it's long.
I'm sure everybody wants to know, how much does it cost to follow? Well, right now, the Mini's been averaging on this trip about $15 in fuel for every $180 I spend on the truck. Yeah, you heard that right. $180 for the truck, $15 for the Mini. So other than the cost of the car, it's actually not increasing our fuel expense a whole lot.
Yeah, and I agree. And my car takes premium because she's my little muscle car.
You let the cat out of the bag a little bit. Why don't you explain what you have?
So how this started, Chris and I, we decided we're going to get a Mini Cooper. A friend of ours, well, we were mooch docking at their house earlier this year, has a Mini Cooper S version, and she let us take it for a spin, and boy, were we impressed. So Chris and I, we looked all around at different dealerships, and we couldn't find a Mini Cooper in like the color or the type we wanted. So Chris started looking online, and on International Women's Day, Chris happened to stumble upon Mini Cooper's website, and they have a limited release edition of the 2023 Mini Cooper, and it's a John Cooper Works edition, but Pat Moss. And who is Pat Moss? Pat Moss is a 1960s rally racer where she kicked butt for 10 years overseas, and she won in a Mini Cooper. So she dominated. Mini Cooper every 8 years will do a tribute vehicle, and this year they chose Pat Moss.
The Pat Moss Mini Cooper that Martha's explaining has some really cool features to it. It's basically the fully loaded John Cooper Works Sport Edition with extra features that are really nice touches specific to Pat Moss. On the outside bumper, it has Pat's autograph. It also has the autograph on the dashboard. It has a tribute to her rally pilot on the dashboard on the left side by the steering wheel. It has tulips in multiple different locations, which was kind of her signature, was the tulip.
This paint job is definitely one of a kind run. So there's only 800 of these being made. The other version, it's like a black, dark colored car. And this one I have, it's a pepper white, and then it has red incorporated. And on the roof, we're gonna show you, it goes from red, transitions to gray to black. So it's so smooth and so nice. This car is absolutely gorgeous. I love how it handles. And I love the signature touches for Pat Moss in here. So it's really neat.
And I'm sure everybody wants to know, does Chris fit in a Mini Cooper? Yes. 6'2", 200 pounds, and I actually have to move the seat forward a little. I cannot have it all the way back, because if I'm in the driver's seat and it's all the way back, I cannot touch the pedals. So even though it's a tiny car, I fit really, really well. I had the same concerns. Having two sunroofs really makes the headroom feel way more open. Of course, there's enough room that I don't hit my head, but it just has a bigger feel because the front and back seats have a sunroof over the top of them.
This beautiful Mini Cooper is fully loaded. I absolutely love it. The interior, the designs, the touches. We can fit 4 adults in here comfortably. Another selling factor for us, one of our other couple friends, the husband, he's about 6'3", about Chris's build, and he fits in his wife's Mini Cooper perfectly. So yeah, I love the design, and I love how they make great use of space in here.
From a performance standpoint, it's mind-blowing. Like this little car, because it's so lightweight, it has 8-speed automatic, and unfortunately due to the chip shortage, we couldn't get a stick shift. Otherwise, I'd have got it. But it's got 8-speed automatic with paddle shifters. It's got Eco, Sport, and Standard mode, all controlled through the computers. And I'll tell you, when you put that car on Sport mode, it is a souped-up go-kart that handles like a race car. I mean, there's just no other way around it. The enjoyment level from a drive is 10 out of 10. It is the funnest car that I can say that we've ever owned.
I agree 100%. This car can zoom. But the hard part was the first 500 miles, you got to drive it gentle, and this car wants to go. It looks like it wants to get a ticket, and I said, simmer down, Pat. So we're calling my car Miss Pat. I love it.
All right, guys, now that you know how we're going to be traveling moving forward, and Dually Days and Mini Moments are going to be a hybrid collaboration, let us know what you think about this type of travel.
Yeah, so far we're loving this. It's been great. Able to keep up with Chris, help navigate traffic. If he needs to go in the left lane, I can get over, let him in. There's a lot of benefits so far that we've noticed. We may not travel with Miss Pat all the time, but right now we are enjoying it. So yeah, definitely let us know what you think down below in the comments. Other than that, have a wonderful day. Don't forget, like and subscribe if you have not subscribed already. Ring that bell so you know when our videos come out. And other than that,
enjoy every moment.